notification.
Hey everybody, it is Tonya, Thrifty Treasures, and today I'm super excited to have a special guest, Vincent Romano of Vintage Vinny on YouTube. Welcome.
Well, thanks you very much, Tonya. It's a pleasure to be here.
So would you like to tell us a little bit about your YouTube channel?
Sure. Basically, my YouTube channel is all about vintage. I love showing you all the vintage things that I pick up, whether it be from eBay, thrift stores, flea markets, antique stores even. All kinds of fun stuff.
Awesome. Oh, goodness. Sorry, I was getting a phone call and it came through on my MacBook. Okay, so let's see. So you actually hold down a job too as well, and you also do reselling, right?
I do, yes. It's mostly I work for Marshalls, and then this is just kind of a side hustle and a passion.
So are you full-time then at Marshalls?
Part-time, but you know, whenever I have free time, I try to do this. Sometimes it's hard to balance.
Right. So what kind of, oh my goodness, what is going on? Can you hear that when it happens?
Yeah, I can, but it's all right.
Sorry.
No biggie.
I have it on my phone, do not disturb, but I don't know how to do that on the MacBook or to, make it stop coming through on this side. But so anyway,
right.
so
that's
tell us
right.
what selling platforms, like where do you like to sell your stuff?
It's mostly eBay and Amazon.
Yeah, and like what kind of items do you like to pick up? Like what's your passion?
Oh goodness, it's just whatever catches my eye, really. And for Amazon, it's mostly new and package. That's usually what does the best.
Yeah, you've been doing really good. I see some of your posts sometimes. So that would be one of my questions I was going to ask you. Do you prefer like FBA or do you like to do merchant fulfilled?
I prefer to do fulfilled by Amazon because I don't like stuff sitting in the house, especially because I don't like a mess. It's better off just to send it and get it out of the way and then bring more stuff in, process it, get it sent out, and have it be sold.
Right. Well, how do you feel like about their fees? I mean, their fees for FBA are pretty steep.
To be honest with you, that's one thing I do consider when it comes to FBA is even though it says, oh, something goes for $30, if the fee's 15 and I'm spending what, $5 on it, I try to look at all of that before I decide whether I'm going to buy something or not. That's just something y'all got to be really careful about if you're continuing this or you're starting it.
Exactly. And I do the same thing too. Like that's how I decide whether I'm going to merchant fulfill it or if I'm actually going to send it in. So I've been really bad about the FBA lately. I've got like a ton of stuff, like a whole box of stuff I need to get sent in. I'm so bad.
Oh, I know. Me too. I haven't listed in weeks just because I'm so tired or I'm up too late or I've got serious sleep issues right now.
Okay.
Story of my life.
Right. So I'm not going to even we're not going to follow the outline. Sorry. So I have to
I can't even see the chat. How do I do it? Oh,
do you
here we
see
go.
it now?
Okay, I got it.
Okay.
Now I got it.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to say hi in the chat real quick to everybody.
No biggie. Yeah,
So
I
I want to say,
I'll do that as well.
Yeah, pull up your chat. So I want to say hi to Claudette and Debbie Keith is here and Debbie and Max Go Thrifting and Maggie Doodle is here and Pamela Blanchard and Heather Smith Reseller. Hey. And Erin is here. Erin lives where I live.
Oh, all right. Very cool.
Yeah, but I've never met him in person. Go figure. I keep waiting to run into him at Goodwill.
Okay. Yeah.
And Michelle Lathan is here, and Cheryl and Red Neckerson Resells. Nathan is here. Hello. And Real Liquidation. Hi, and likes him.
This looks weird. I'm staring at my phone and I can see it on the computer.
Oh, yeah, there you are in the chat. I'm totally going to make you a wrench. How do I do that?
All righty.
Okay. And Patriot Picker is here, and Bianca and Garland Girl's here. Yay. And Lori's here. Lori Amerman.
Oh,
hello.
Snap. Did I? Okay.
Hey, look, Vincent. Una Luna Vintage is here. That is Franklin.
Oh, yeah, Franklin. I met him down in Texas. I remember him.
Yeah. Franklin is a cool dude for sure. I love his last name. Godfrey.
Godfrey?
Do you watch Netflix?
Una Luna.
You ever watch Netflix?
Sometimes.
I just finished watching a show and it was called Hemlock Grove. Have you ever heard of that?
No, I haven't.
Anyway, the big family name was Godfrey.
Uh,
Yeah.
every time I think of Godfrey, I think of Gilbert Godfrey or Arthur Godfrey.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go back to some of our questions.
Alrighty.
So we talked about the things that you like to sell, which is just pretty much everything. Now, your family actually owns is it your dad that owns an antique booth, or do you guys sell at the like at a flea market?
At the what? Sorry, it cut off.
Does your dad own like an antique booth?
No, he doesn't. We sold at an antique show. That's probably where you saw the booth.
Okay.
That was probably way back when I did Periscope.
Right. Do any of y'all remember Periscope?
Ancient history now.
Right. Let's see. So you like Instagram a lot. Have you ever tried selling anything over there on Instagram?
I haven't really dug into it. I tried it once, but usually when you do it the first time, it's not really as successful unless you do it over and over again.
Right. Like I've heard people. Go ahead.
No, it's all right. Go ahead. It keeps cutting off, so I'm thinking, oops.
Oh,
I'm
no,
interrupting.
I'm sorry. I was just going to say that I've heard like people creating separate accounts on Instagram just for selling stuff.
I have a friend who does that, and she lives up where I am now, and she sells stuff on Instagram all the time.
Really?
I bought some stuff from her, so yeah.
She does pretty good then, huh?
Oh yeah, and she also sells on eBay too, so she's not making all her money from Instagram.
Right. So I have to ask, are you going to hop on the Poshmark train?
Isn't that really mostly for clothing and stuff?
No, I mean, well, clothing and shoes and jewelry, and what else? Mainly jewelry is what I'm over there for. I mean, I've got, just fashionable things that it's more, to me, it's more like more of a fashionable reselling platform. And a lot of
that stuff is really not me. I mean, I've got a couple of things up clothing wise because it's just stuff that I bought new with tags that I'm not going to wear or I can't return it to the store, so that's why I have it listed. But other than that, I'm not into the whole fashion jewelry thing.
Right. Okay, so you work at Marshall's, and we kind of talked about this a little bit before. So do you ever buy stuff when it goes on clearance and maybe like flip it, experiment with a little bit of retail arbitrage?
Yes, I do. I actually do.
I saw that you had bought some pillows or something, right? Didn't you buy some pillows recently?
Pillows. Not that I know of. I don't remember buying pillows.
Okay. Wrong post, Tonya. Hello. Let's see. Well, if you guys have any questions for Vincent, put them down in the chat and we will be sure and answer them for you. Dawn is here. Good morning, Dawn. Okay.
Morning, everyone, if I didn't say so already.
So you like to sell on eBay and Amazon, right?
Yep, sure do.
I am a horrible interviewer, you guys. So, wait. Okay. Can you give us 3 tips for being successful at working full-time and doing this kind of thing on the side, like your side hustle?
I think making a balance is important. Make sure you're getting stuff out when needed and, making sure that you're getting the stuff on as soon as possible. That's one thing I'd recommend.
Right. I struggle with time management big time.
Hey, I'm right there with you. I think also doing your research before you buy the stuff is important too. Even though sometimes you're like, oh, I'm in a rush or I got to do this, I got to do that. You don't want to be investing in money into stuff that isn't worth your time.
Right.
Even whether you're new or they've been doing this for a while, it's still important.
Seasoned reseller, yeah, definitely. So,
and don't let death piles pile up. That's another thing.
Right. I do have some death piles myself. So you don't have any?
Oh, I do. Believe me. You just can't see it. This is the clean part of my room here. The other side is the death pile.
Right. I try to hide my death piles too, so don't feel bad.
Oh yeah, I know.
So what about Etsy? Do you sell over there on Etsy?
I tried Etsy, I would say maybe a year or two ago. I had some like teenagers clothing from the 60s and I thought, okay, you know, Etsy would be the perfect place for it, but they weren't like adult sizes. They were more like petite, like something a teenager or even a preteen would wear. So I didn't think that would sell too much, especially because youngsters are not really looking for that kind of a thing nowadays. So I kind of backed off on that.
Yeah. And you know, I was going to let you know, Poshmark isn't just for women. You can also sell men's fashion over there too, and vintage things as well. So if you wanted to ever try, because I know you pick up a lot of the vintage and antique type stuff, and you can sell that stuff over there too.
I might give it a thought, you know. It's
Yeah.
always a good thing to learn something new, right?
It is. And one of the great things I really like about it, I'm really into it right now, is there are no fees like listing fees and all these other
Really?
fees like you have with eBay. So they take, I believe it's 20%, I think, but that doesn't happen until your item sells. And
Pretty
your
good,
listings,
actually.
yeah, and your listings never expire, I don't think. And it's really fun. So I've just been cross posting all my stuff, and I'm having a lot of fun with it.
I noticed that Anne was doing that too. Anne Eckhart, she's been doing a lot of cross postings with her sales too, because I know it's easier for her to do, but I know it's time consuming, especially if you have so much inventory.
Right. Yeah, I saw somewhere or someone told me that she had opened an Etsy store.
She did, and I know
Yeah,
she's enjoying it for the
that's
time being. I
awesome.
know. I
I need
know.
I need to find out what her user ID is over there because I'd love to go follow her.
Right, me too. I wonder if
Definitely.
it's the same as her eBay name.
I don't know anymore. I think she just kind of goes by her name now, right?
Right, yeah, I don't think it's CN Save anymore. I think it's just her name.
Yeah, but she might have a different name over on Etsy. I'm not sure.
She might.
So, okay, I was reading the chat.
That's all right.
So another thing that Vincent and I have in common is we both love the blow molds.
Oh, Lord.
Right?
Don't even get me started with those blow molds. I love them to
Really?
death.
Yes, I know. I'm hoarding like about, let me think, probably about 4 or 5 of them in my storage unit right now because I just can't bring myself to part with them and sell them.
Right. I got mostly Christmas. I got a few Halloween ones here or there, but I have them in storage right now.
Yeah, and I feel like, I don't know about your area, but I feel like here in my area, especially the thrift stores, they're really kind of starting to know that these are valuable.
I haven't seen any in my thrift stores around here because I live in the country now. So I guess they don't really know value, or they just are more of, you know, people need this stuff rather than, okay, let's look at it the resale purpose. But I have yet to find an actual old blow mold, which is strange.
What do you mean an actual?
Well, I haven't seen any. Like I haven't actually, no, I take that back. I saw some Empire candle blow molds there. They were kind of like the actual candle itself, and you put a light bulb in there, and they wanted like $6 a piece. And I was like, no, thank you. I'll pass.
Yeah.
And they were hideous.
I found at garage sales you can really get a good price because
Oh
people
yeah.
just feel like they're old and they're not worth anything, so they just want to get rid of them. And if you
Yeah,
guys don't
definitely.
know, yeah, and if you guys don't know what we're talking about, it's like the vintage yard decor that you put out in your yard. It's not the kind that's just flat. It's like, you know, like big, like the whole form of the figure, whether it's Santa Claus or whatever, and it's all made of plastic. And then there's a little light that goes in and lights it up. But not too long ago, I was at a garage sale and I got a candle, like the real big candle kind. It's probably about 3 feet tall for like $1. I was like, yes, I'll take that.
Does it say Noel on them?
It might. I'm not sure. And I might even have 2 of them. They've been in my storage unit for a while. I was going to sell them in my booth because, like, I've sold the Santa Claus ones in my booth before, and they sell really good for like $50, $75.
For plastic, isn't that crazy?
It's crazy. And if I find them cheap enough, like at the antique mall, I'm telling you, if I see something, I will go ahead and buy it and save it for a while and then flip it myself.
Oh, there you go.
So, yeah, I love the bow molds.
I should start posting some pictures of the ones that I have. 'Cause I don't think I posted any pictures of them.
Yeah, you should, or make a video about them and be like a little keepsake of everything that you have.
Right. Because I've got
Um,
ones that are, I got lanterns, I've got jack-o'-lanterns, Santa are the most common ones that I have. A couple
yeah.
some snowman that from the 70s. I can't remember what it looks like.
Yeah, I've got a huge white ghost too. That was actually my mom's, and she gave it to me, and I'll never get rid of it. But it's really, really, I've never even seen anything like it before. I'll have to post it too. But I love my big white ghost. So I have to say, Red Neckerson Resell says in the chat, you are not a true hoarder unless you have a dead cat under your death pile.
Oh, goodness. I have a cat. I hope we don't get to that point.
Right. Princess Casserole Carla is here. She says she found a Halloween one.
Oh, wow.
I should have bought it. You didn't buy it, Carla? Go back and buy it.
Why? There's one that's really rare. Let me give you a bolo. It's in the shape of a haunted house. It's white, or not white, orange and black. It's from 1969, maybe a limited production. And they sell for a lot. They're like $70-80. And it's a tabletop model, not a full-blown one.
Oh, wow.
So if you ever see it, pick it up.
Awesome, you guys. There's a bolo for you. So Princess Casserole asked, what about those old popcorn decorations? And I know I've seen you have those before, Vincent.
Oh, yeah. I've got a stack of them. I love them.
So do you collect them then?
I do. It's kind of like a guilty pleasure. If I see them and they're in good shape, I buy them.
Yeah. Now, are they worth anything? I have no idea. Can you resell those?
You can. It's better to resell those in a booth because they're very awkward to ship.
Yeah, I was just thinking that would be awkward to ship.
And I think people like to feel them and, look at the condition rather than just a photo.
Right. I agree with that. Oh, wait, Carla, that's the one that I have. So Carla says it was a ghost with a cat on the pumpkin, and that's the one I have. I forgot. Okay, so it's white. I'll post a picture of it the next time I go to my storage unit. So it's white, right. And it has a pumpkin there down at the bottom, and there's a black cat standing on it. It's super cute.
I think you showed that on an Instagram post or a Facebook post. I think I remember that.
Yeah, and then Donna, go ahead.
Was it a blow mold or was it one of the plastic popcorn pieces? Because I think you sent me a picture of it and tagged me in it.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I think you're talking about the pumpkin one.
Yeah, I think that's the one I'm talking about.
I wonder how much that would cost to send it to you. If I even still have it. I think it's in my garage somewhere. I'll have to go and look.
Alrighty.
Dawn says that she has a few Easter ones, and I picked up an Easter one not too long ago. It's a bunny, and I think I got it at Goodwill. It was only like $3.99. Thanks for the reminder. I need to get that out of my storage unit, Dawn.
Yeah, that's one thing I do want to let you all know. If you're going to start collecting those popcorn decorations, don't pay more than $5 a piece for them because, I mean, while they are cool, they're not worth what people think they are. Right.
Definitely. So let's talk about your YouTube channel a little bit more.
Okay.
So what kind of content do you like to create?
Well, I love doing haul videos. If any of you guys have been on there, that's one of my favorite things to do. Kind of show you, hey, this is what I found. This is what I'm going to sell it for. This is what I'm going to do with it. I also like giving you tip videos on certain things. Like I did one for Vintage Christmas a few years ago. I did one for Vintage Halloween a few years ago. Recently, I did one for Coca-Cola trays because, I love to collect those. Just something fun and kind of give you guys some tips. Hey, if you see these out there and they're the original ones, snatch them because you can make some money on them and be aware of the reproductions, that kind of a thing.
Right. And so you mentioned you like to collect the Coca-Cola tins. What other kind of things do you like to collect? Besides that and the popcorn.
I love old holiday decorations. It depends on what era they're from. Some of you guys may hate me for this one, but I do like pinup girls. I don't know. I'm sure you've seen a lot of that kind of stuff on my channel. The arcade cards, the calendars.
Right.
I love all that stuff. I try to be discreet or try to censor it if it is something that's, just not appropriate, or someone has a kid in the room, I don't want them freaking out like, oh my God, he's showing us this.
Right.
I mean, it's such a variety. Mid-century, I mean, you name it, I pretty much like it.
Yeah, I love mid-century stuff too. And when I see that kind of stuff, I always think of you. Like if I see like Marilyn Monroe stuff, I see stuff all the time, but most of the time it's too big to ship. They're like really big pictures and
Right, yeah.
stuff like that. Let's see. Franklin is saying he loves Betty Page.
Oh, yes, I love her too.
And Princess Casserole Carla says she just subbed to you. Yay!
Cool. Thanks, Carla. Appreciate it.
I hope you guys will all go and subscribe to Vincent. His YouTube channel is the first link in the description box down below. Lots of people love the pinup girls.
PG-13. Today's standards, yes, but if you go back to the Depression era or like World War II era, yeah, that was pretty controversial. If you've seen some of the arcade cards that I've showed you all.
Yeah, and guess what? Angie's here. Yay! Hey, Angie!
Woo! She's here. Woohoo!
Yeah. Let's see. So I was watching a little bit of your latest video last night, and you had said that, now correct me if I'm wrong, I can't remember if it was your grandma or your grandpa, one of them used to make moonshine.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
that right?
It was actually, I think it's like my second or third great grandmother. Yeah, in the 20s during Prohibition, she used to make bathtub gin.
That is so cool.
Isn't it? That is awesome. I mean, it's crazy to think my great-great-great-grandmother was a bootlegger.
Right. Yeah, my grandpa, he doesn't sell his moonshine, but he definitely makes it. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, that's always fun to try his stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
So Teresa is asking, do you do any online auctions?
Like, do I list things on an online auction, or do I go to them? Or do I sell stuff on them?
I'm guessing she means like sell stuff on them.
Not really. I'm kind of set with eBay and Amazon.
Right. I say too much. What do you do in your videos that's a pet peeve of yours?
For me, it's mostly messing my words up, and I've already done it a few times. It drives me nuts. And I critic myself. I'll watch my videos 2 or 3 times and realize, what the heck did I just do? Or why did I say that? I should have said this. And I have some kind of nervous behavior. Like I'll do this sometimes. I don't know if you've noticed that. I don't know what that is. Every time I do a video, my nose itches, and it drives me nuts.
Oh my gosh.
It's gross. It is so gross.
This is so funny that you're saying it, because I'm not even kidding, Vincent. When I get nervous, my nose itches. It does. I will be fine, but get me nervous about something and my nose will start itching every time.
Curse psychology. Curse it.
Right. Angie has a question. She says, how did Amazon storage fees affect your business? Did it affect it very much or not at all?
A little bit here or there. I paid a little bit of fees, but if I had something sitting for a long time, like I had stuff sitting in there that I had bought when I was still working at Home Goods. And so I said, you know what? It's been sitting here for over a year. You know what? To avoid those heavy fees, I'm going to just send it back. If it's not eBayable, donate it. And that's what I've been doing with a lot of my dead inventory.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, back in 2015 is when I really got into that. And whenever all those big storage fees first started happening, and I panicked. I was going to have to pay like $230 for the fees, and I was not having that. So I had a ton of stuff sent back, and
right.
I still have boxes around here I haven't got to yet. That's horrible, but oh my goodness, we have a super chat from David. Thank you so much.
Oh wow! Oh snap! Thank you.
Super chat from me as promised, Tanya. Keep up the good work, Tonya and Vinny. Thank you so much, David. That's so sweet. Let's see. Death Piles had a question. Let me go up here. Okay, he asked, have you sold a Betty Page signed photo? Or was that for Franklin?
No, I have not. Boy, would I love to come across one of those. I think as anybody who's a reseller, because that's cha-ching right there.
Okay, and Claudette said I was echoing, but hopefully it cleared up. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, you sound good to me.
Okay, good. All right, so please put your questions in the chat, you guys, if you have any for Vincent. So, so what else has been going on?
Just a
anything
busy, crazy life. I've been working like mad. Like during the holidays, I worked more hours than I did when I was working in home goods, which is crazy. Up to 40 hours each week, especially before the holidays hit and right through the holidays through our inventory.
Yeah, I feel like if I worked someplace like that, I would spend my whole paycheck in the store. It would be hard not to do.
I hear customers say that all the time. I mean, don't get me wrong. That place can be very, very dangerous if you're not careful.
Yeah, definitely. Because you're like right there. And especially if you just got paid or something, you have the money to shop.
Right. Well, I try to do that during the holidays or even prior to that. I try to do all my Christmas shopping there because it's easy. I work as I shop or shop as I work.
Yeah. Okay, so Angie has a question. She says, Vinny, since you moved, have you found good thrifting or was it better where you were before?
To be perfectly honest, I've actually had better luck here. And I find that the prices are better here. I know when I first moved up here, I was kind of skeptical about it because I wasn't used to it. And going back down where I used to live and seeing the thrift store prices, especially at one of the Goodwills that I used to frequent, they jacked up their prices because they started doing the color of the week. So, you know, it's kind of like inflate the prices.
Oh, yeah.
That way when someone gets it on sale, it's cheaper. So I get that. But even still, regular prices are kind of like, you want $9 for that? No, no, thank you. More affordable here, I would think.
Good. So Death Piles ask rather, what is your holy grail item you want to find, either for resale or collection? Great question, Death Piles. Thank you.
If I could find 2 of them, I'd be really happy. I would love to have, oh God, please don't kill me if I say this word, Playboy #1 with Marilyn on it. One to sell to make up for what I spent on them, and then one for me to collect.
Oh, goodness. So Angie says, yeah, that doesn't surprise her near the city where you were before. So prices, I guess, are going to be more expensive when you live closer to the city.
Yeah, I find that. And also, you know, it's not that I don't live in a rich area, but we're out in the country. So people are looking for more usable. They're not looking for resale. And I found a couple of resellers here or there, but nothing too crazy like it would be in the city, especially in such a highly populated area where I used to be.
So Carla's asking near what city, if you don't mind asking, because I think you guys might kind of live, I think y'all kind of live upstate in the same area.
Does she want to know Princess Castle? Do you want to know current city or in what? York?
New York.
Oh, I'm not anywhere near there.
Oh, you're not? Okay.
No,
I think that's where
Maryland's
Carla
not
lives.
in. Yeah, I'm in Maryland, not New York.
Okay, so Carla had asked how we found each other. I think that's what she meant. So how did we find each other, Vincent? I guess it was a YouTube thing, right? We were all kind of on YouTube at the same time. And I've actually met Vincent in real life, you guys.
Yeah, we actually have. It was really cool.
Yes, in Austin, Texas at the Green Room meetup.
That was the coolest thing ever.
It was. And you're so tall. You're a tall guy.
Oh, I know. I know. 6'4". It doesn't seem like it on here, but yeah, I'm spread all the way out on the bed. Sitting up and then I'm almost dangling off the bed.
Let's see what Carla says. That's usually what people mean when they say the city. Okay. I think they're talking amongst themselves.
Yeah.
Let's see. So Lori asked, how long do you leave your items on before you donate them or get rid of them? That's a good question. Like on eBay?
eBay, Gosh, I don't know. It just depends on what it is. Like if it's something that's high dollar, I'll leave it on until someone makes me an offer. But if it's something that's like, I don't know, $5 and it doesn't sell, then I'll take it off and within maybe a couple months.
Yeah, I know. It's hard to take stuff off of eBay when you've already gone through the time to create the listing and everything like that. Like I know for me, there's a lot of stuff I have on eBay right now that I probably need to take off because I don't know about you or any of you guys in the chat, but sometimes I get like, if I'm looking at my inventory on eBay, it will say this item has been, in your inventory for 16 months. You might want to consider like retaking the picture or lowering the price or something.
Right. That's annoying to me. It's kind of like, there's only so much I can do without having fees added to it.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, my phone's my best friend. That's what I use for reselling. Taking pictures, uploading it, because it's so much easier than the computer.
Yeah. Walter's here. Hey, Walter. He says, great stuff in Maryland. Watch Terminal 99. He has good finds. I believe I'm subscribed to Terminal 99 here on YouTube.
I think he's he's probably, I forget what part of Maryland he's in, but I've driven through that town. It's somewhat of a smaller town.
Yeah.
I think it's near Baltimore, so that's kind of the opposite direction of me.
So do you have any garage sales that happen out there if you're living more out in the country? Are you able to go to garage sales or do you even do that? Estate sales?
Estate sales are pretty dim out here. Where we used to live, there were a lot of them that we would either go to or there would be a lot listed. You do a search through zip code on estatesales.net here, there's barely anything. We moved here at the end of garage sale season, so we don't really know what it's like. I know Independence Day weekend, there's a huge wide town yard sale. So we're going to try to go to that and see what that's like.
Oh, yeah, that sounds fun for sure.
Absolutely. And we're itching because weather's been bad here.
I know, it has here. It's just now finally getting to be really nice again. So Heather Smith Reseller asks, how old are you? He looks young. That's a
goodness. I think Treasured Vintage got it right. I am 22. I'll be 23 at the end of next month.
Yep, he's a youngin'.
Yeah.
Death Piles ask, what's your favorite bread and butter find?
Oh gosh, do you remember this post? I think I made it last holiday season. It was those discontinued Bose headphones that I bought for, I think it was $26, and I sold them for $300.
Yes, I think I do. Yeah,
that's probably my best find.
Yeah, you guys got to go follow Vincent on Instagram too, because he posts stuff like this. So you don't want to miss that. What do you go by on Instagram?
And that was crazy.
Do you go by Vintage Vinny on Instagram too?
Yeah, or they can find me at VinnyMac1995.
Awesome. Let's see. So talking about you living in the country, do you use any apps on your phone to find the garage sales or estate sales?
I don't use apps. If I'm just bored one day on the computer, I'll look up estatesales.net, or I'm not really looking for garage sales yet, but since I'm kind of in the perfect area for that, I might start looking at garage sale apps and stuff just to see, because you never know what you can find out here.
Right. Estatesales.net, they have an app that you can download on your phone.
Oh, yeah. I've used that before.
Yeah. And do you know about the garage sale apps too?
I've looked at a few of them. I know a couple are run by Craigslist, and I don't really use Craigslist that often, but I might try starting to use that again.
Yeah, there are two that I use all the time, every week on my phone. Yard Sale Treasure Map, and the other one is called Gseller, GSALR.com. But they're both apps, and like it's a little map like that, and it locates your city. And
all right.
Where the sales are. It's awesome. I love it.
I might get into that. Now, you should post a link to that so that way other people can try it too.
Yeah, definitely.
If you can find it, or just put the name of the app or something in there, because I will definitely give that a shot, especially here.
Yeah, it looks like I'm typing in, I'm going to put it in the chat, a website, but really this is the name of the app. Yeah, it's Gseller. Let me go back and make sure. GSALR.com. yard.com. So there's that one. And then let me write that one. Yard sale treasure map. And then estatesales.net. Definitely three that I like to use every week for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Don is asking, Vinny, do you also sell on Instagram? Sorry if you already answered that.
I actually don't sell on Instagram.
Yeah. And I've tried it too. It's just something that's new like that. You really have to kind of work at it, especially if you're going to create a whole brand new ID just to sell on, and then you got to build up your followers and stuff like that.
Right.
So I don't think we've asked what was your biggest and best flip ever. Have we discussed that yet?
I think that was for the headphones, or that was probably someone in the questions asked that.
Okay.
So they beat you at it.
They beat me at it. All right. Well, do you guys have any more questions in the chat? Do you like to go by Vincent or Vinny?
It doesn't matter.
Being older, the mother in me wants to call you Vincent. I just love that name. Seriously, I almost named my son that for his middle name, that we decided to go after his, for him to take his dad's middle name. But I love the name Vincent.
Right. Very cool.
Yeah. My uncle, his middle name is Vincent. Love that name.
I actually have a cousin who our names are actually flipped. Mine is Vincent James. His is James Vincent. It's kind of crazy, right?
That's crazy. Let's see. Did we ask what your favorite selling platform is? Is eBay your favorite?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, mine too. And I feel like, with eBay and Amazon, those will always be like my two first loves, right? I love to try the other ones and experiment with them. And when people do complain about, the cost being so high for Amazon, you have to consider how many eyeballs your product is being put in front of, right? It's a huge platform, and people are buying on there every second.
I know, it's crazy.
So we talked about your social media. You're on YouTube, Vintage Vinny, and Instagram. So are those only the really two that you're doing?
Yeah, for the time being, yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I am out of questions, you guys. So let me just check the chat real quick. Uh-oh. Lydia's saying there are a few Vintage Vinnies on Instagram. Is there something specific we can look for there? What's your picture?
It's the same as my YouTube icon.
Okay. Let's see. And I think there's a way for me. When we're done with the show, I will go back and I will put the link to his Instagram too in the description box. Carla is asking, how long have you been doing YouTube?
I think since July of 2013. I think that was my first video.
Wow, you've been on a long time.
Yeah, it'll be 5 years in July. That's crazy to think about.
Yeah, definitely. I really haven't been on that long. I think like most people, you sign up for YouTube and you're just kind of watching videos.
Yep, that was me.
If you're a reseller, you see all your friends doing it, you think, oh, well, maybe people might want to see what I haul or what I sell. So
right.
And then you start.
Never would I thought in 5 years I'd get to 1,000. That's crazy. 1,000 subscribers in 5 years. Like, holy cow.
I know, that is a lot. That's awesome. Bianca is asking, what's your plan for the future?
Oh, gosh, I have no idea, to be honest with you. I mean, what I'm doing now, it's like, use the money I'm making from my actual job where I get a paycheck every week to do this. But to balance it out for the future, I'm not sure, because there were things I wanted to do, and then I just kept thinking it over. I'm like, no, I mean, I'm still at odds of what I want to do.
Yeah, definitely. So I have to ask, are you friends with Greg, the valet picker? Do you know Greg?
Yes. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Well, I noticed him and Steve Rakin and Jesse from Thrift School, they had a meetup not too long ago. Do you live close enough to them to participate and go hang out with them and do some thrifting?
Unfortunately, no. Maryland is a little further away from Connecticut. I think that's where they did, either Connecticut or right on the border into Massachusetts. So unfortunately, I didn't get to do it. So that's probably Oh gosh. 5-6 hour drive, maybe, depending on traffic in Jersey or Connecticut.
Oh yeah, definitely. That would be quite a drive for you.
Oh yeah. And I don't even have my own car yet, so.
Yeah, so Carla is saying in the chat that she says, my husband is 33 and he doesn't know what he wants to do. So
Oh
I think
wow,
that,
okay. So
yeah. And I think that's normal. I don't think you should feel stressed or don't be hating on yourself about that, Vincent, because you're so young. I mean, you're going to change your mind probably 100 times before you go in the direction you're going to go. You know what I mean?
right, and that's what I said in my video. I was like, okay, you know, I went into school thinking, oh, this is what I want to do, criminal justice. I'm going to go through it. I'm going to get my degree and do what I want. And then just things changed.
I'm glad you brought that up because I found that interesting that you said that. So if you were to pursue that, like what area would you like to specialize in? Like what would
When
you
I
want to
first entered
do?
college, it was going to be forensic science, and then there was just a lot of math and chemistry, and I was like, no, I'm not good at either of
I
those.
know,
So
buzzkill, right? I hate that.
I know, and they have all these requirements for you, and I'm just like, no, absolutely not.
That can definitely be overwhelming for sure.
It was.
Oh, so Angie's asking, are you still planning to go to the reseller rally?
I don't know. Is tickets and stuff haven't been opened for sale yet, have they?
Honestly, I have no idea what's going on. I need to ask Chad. I really don't know.
Because I said I originally wanted to go, but then I was going to go do my vet assistant with my friend, and then we moved, and I haven't talked to her in a while, and it's just one whole crazy messed up story. And I was supposed to do the vet courses, and I did go back to take the placement test. See what I mean? My mind is all jumbled.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. These things happen. It's normal for your age. You're so young.
For now. Next month, I'll be ancient.
How old will you be next month?
23.
Oh, still young. So young. So I would like to go to the reseller rally too. Hopefully they'll have it in late summer and it won't be at the same time that the Green Room meetup is because we've kind of already committed to doing that the first part of June.
Right.
So let me go scroll back up here in the chat.
Right.
The Thrift Raider asked, Vincent, do you ever have personal friends who buy stuff off of you? That's a good question. Or like from your videos or YouTube videos?
I don't. I actually have friends that I actually buy stuff for in reverse. I'd rather buy it for them. Some people actually give it to me to sell for them. Like I've had one friend I do that for sometimes because they don't really know how to work eBay.
So do you do it for free or do you take a cut?
One friend she insisted that I take half of it. And then one person I'm just like, okay, I'll sell it for you and I'll just give you the money for it because, didn't bother me too much.
Yeah. I mean, I am on the fence with consignment because I feel like I have enough of my own stuff to keep me busy that I don't really need to be selling other people's stuff for a small commission. Now, if we were talking about diamond rings and 24 karat gold necklaces, that would be a
I'm all over that.
I will gladly consign your items for you.
Right.
So have you ever thought about selling jewelry? You ever?
No, not my thing. I know you're really into it. Angie's really into it. I know Karen's really into it.
Oh, I
see their hauls
Karen.
and there's so much jewelry. Some of it's really cool looking, but if I see it, like if I buy it with a bunch of other stuff, yeah, maybe, but to specifically go for it, it's not my forte.
Right. And the thing about jewelry is you can become a hoarder so fast with it because it's so little. So you can store a whole lot of it in, a pretty small space without taking up a whole lot of room. That's one of the best things that I love about the jewelry.
Right. It's easy to store, but you can accumulate a lot of it if you're not careful.
I know you do have to have some control. That is for sure. Whether you've got a lot coming in, you got to have some kind of a method for it going back out too, whether it's selling it or lotting it up. I have a friend, Catherine, in our jewelry group, Thrifty Jewelry Treasures, and she recently put a whole bunch of her lots. She she recently put a whole bunch of her lots on eBay and sold them for good money, like $75. And she says, I've had this stuff sitting around forever. Why didn't I do this sooner? And it's so true. Like if you're
do you
buying
do the junk lots on eBay?
Do I buy them?
I know
or
you buy those jars. Do you sell the junk lots on eBay? Because I know you buy a lot of those jewelry jars.
In the past, I have, but I just not really had much luck with it, to be honest. Maybe my pictures, maybe I'm not displaying the stuff in the right way. I'm not sure. Nobody would probably even want to buy mine because they know I'm going to take out all the gold and silver. But so what I've been doing is just putting them in my antique booth, and I will just write on the top, you know, like what the price is, and I'll just say for scrap and crafting.
Oh, there you go.
So I've, you know, gotten rid of some that way, and I have a couple of people who buy from me, and then just to get it out of the house, I've taken a lot of it up to my storage unit, but already like in baggies and stuff, like ready to take to the booth or to ship to whoever wants to buy it. So just try and keep it moving.
Do you have consignment shops around you? Maybe they'll take some of it. I don't know. Maybe just for a few dollars a piece, and then they take something. I don't know.
Yeah, I've tried that. And I do have a place where I consign stuff, and it's a 50-50 split. But usually yeah, it's like for clothing and shoes and stuff. But usually if it's of any value, I'm going to sell it myself. So
yeah, definitely.
You know, I don't do a whole lot of consignment, just a little bit. If I find some nice shirts like at a garage sale for cheap, I might take them up there. But they don't put a lot on it, like $8 or something. So I get like $4.
Right. Have you gotten into clothing at all? Do you sell clothing anymore, or have you kind of drifted away from that?
I do. Like I've got a ton of mannequins and displays and stuff that I use. And, you know, Couture Adore is my name on eBay. So I love the fashion, and I have from the very beginning. But I just kind of got away from clothes when I started getting heavily into the books, and books were my thing for a while. And then I was like so into jewelry, and I'm kind of getting a little bit back into clothing now, like with the Poshmark a little bit. So
right. Trying to be trendy. I mean, that's what we're trying to be.
I'm trying. I am old as hell, but I'm trying to keep up with the young kids. Yeah. So let's see if there's any more questions.
I'm scrolling through too to see.
Angie's asking Rod to come join the jewelry group. Yeah, everybody come join our jewelry group on Facebook. It's called Thrifty Jewelry Treasures. Love to see you guys over there. Uh-oh, Angie says she's going to be doing a haul later today. Fun.
Oh, I'll be watching that.
Oh, yeah. I'd love to see Angie's hauls. She gets some good stuff.
Yeah, she does, definitely.
She's got a good eye, for sure.
She knows her jewelry.
But yeah, if they have the reseller rally, somebody mentioned they might do it in October. Like I said, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to ask Chad and Ronnie about it. But is that something you would consider going to? Maybe driving down?
Probably flying down will be easier, especially for me.
That's true.
That's what I did for Texas. I flew down there.
Yeah, I remember that. I'd like to go. I'd like to make a family trip out of it if we could, if it's going to be in Florida, you know, take
right. I don't think I've been to Florida since I was maybe a year old. So it's been a while since I've been down there.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, definitely. Okay, well, I think that's everything. Do you have anything else that you'd like to talk about or say, Vincent?
No, I think we covered everything.
I think
unless you have something else you want to ask.
No, I just love you. I think you're adorable. I'm so happy you came on and hung out with me for a little while.
Thank you. I know we wanted to do this for a while and things, you know, went different directions, but you know what? Life happens. What are we going to do?
It does, but I'm just glad that we could finally make it happen.
Me too.
I hope that you guys will all go subscribe to Vincent. He is Vintage Vinny on YouTube. His YouTube channel is the first link in the description box down below. And as soon as this video is over, I'm going to go link his Instagram too, because that's where he posts all of his awesome finds and even really good sales that he has. So you don't want to miss that stuff. So thank you so much to everybody for joining us in the chat today. We really appreciate it, and we will see you guys in the next video. Hope everyone has a great weekend. Bye.
See y'all later. Take care.